I remember we were both watching the sun slowly go down over one end of the beach, making the sky to the west pink and yellow. I remember the water lapping gently against the pilings and the shore, and a candy wrapper, 3 Musketeers, I think, blowing along the beach. Annie shivered. Without thinking, I put my arm across her shoulders to warm her. And then before either of us knew what was happening, our arms were around each other and Annie's soft and gentle mouth was kissing mine. When we did realize what was happening, we pulled away from each other and Annie looked out over the water and I looked at the candy wrapper. It had gotten beyond the pilings by then and was caught against a rock. For something to do, I walked over and stuffed it into my pocket, and then I stayed there, looking out over the water too, trying to keep my mind blank. I remember wishing the wind would literally blow through me, cold and pure and biting. "Liza?" Annie called in a quiet voice. "Liza, please come back." Part of me didn't want to, but part of me did, and that part won. Annie was digging a little hole in one crumbling piling with her fingernail. "You'll break your nail," I said, and she looked up at me and smiled. Her eyes were soft and troubled and a little scared, but her mouth went on smiling, and then the wind blew her hair in wisps across my face and I had to move away. She put her hand on mine, barely touching it. "It's all right with me," she whispered. "If it is with you?" I don't know," I said. "Liza?" Annie was saying. "Liza, I've wondered, I wondered if this might be happening, didn't you?" I shook my head, but somewhere inside I knew I had at least been confused. Annie pulled her collar up around her throat, and I wanted to touch her skin where the collar met it. It was as if I'd always wanted to touch her there, but I hadn't known it. "It's my fault," Annie said softly. I've thought sometimes, even before I met you, that I might be gay." She said the word gay easily, as if it were familiar to her used that way. "No," I managed to say. "No, it's not anyone's fault." I know that underneath my numbness, I felt it made sense about me too. But I couldn't think about it or concentrate on it, not then. Annie turned around and looked at me, and the sadness in her eyes made me want to put my arms around her. "I'll go, Liza," she said, standing up. I don't want to hurt you. I don't think you want this, so I have hurt you, and oh, God, Liza," she said, touching my face. "I don't want to. I like you so much. I told you, you make me feel real, more real than I've ever thought I could feel, more alive. You're better than 100 Californias, but it's not only that, it's better than all those white birds," I said around the ache that was in my throat again, "because you're better than anything or anyone for me too, Annie. Better than, oh, I don't know, better than what? Better than everything, but that's not what I want to be saying. You're, Annie, I think I love you." I heard myself say it as if it were someone else. But the moment the words were out, I knew more than I'd ever known anything, that they were true.